me to go, but I might be a ghost. Whenever I look around, I can see what I want. The money, attention, and wealth for the family. I know what I want. You cheating the game, you're not up for the challenge. They call me to go, but I might be a ghost. The money, attention, and wealth for the family. I know what I want. You cheating the game, you're not up for the challenge. I'm the realest. Yeah, I see what I want and I get it. You be capping for the cloud, you switching. Ain't no switching back. At the boss up, you can call me triple threat. I be killing every show and get it before the check. I ain't tired yet. Overlapping like I used to run a track. Special, no, I don't even break a sweat. I'm as lethal as and all this what they get. I remember Brandy cooking fish and grits. When she gave us knowledge, she just trusted. Now we cooking in the stew, talking about this. I'm all over the world. People be sleep so they quite don't know it yet. Yeah, we ready. Go hard. Anyone standing no way and it's over. I'ma wake 'em up. Let me wake 'em up. You will see what I'm about. I ain't one of them. Used to sleep on the floor, heaven on the ground. Now I'm walking one. Like Shaq and them. I be feeling for people, no sympathy. When they see me with check, they be sensitive. I don't fall in the trap, I be flipping it, make it look easy. My feet up, I'm kicking it over and over. They repeating my, they liking it, but ain't showing the love. They be trifling. All I'm seeing is red like lightning. Over and over, straight heat the beat. All you rappers for real ain't touching me. It's a banger whenever I'm walking in. Cause I go. They call me to go, but I might be a ghost. Whenever I look around, I can see what I want. The money, attention, and wealth for the family. I know what I want. You cheating the game, you're not up for the challenge. Go. They call me to go, but I might be a ghost. Whenever I look around, I can see what I want. The money, attention, and wealth for the family. I know what I want. You cheating the game, you're not up for the challenge. They call me to go, but I might be a ghost.
And boom, just like that. What's going on, everybody? Good evening, good evening, good evening, and happy Friday. Hope you guys had a blessed week thus far and hope you continue to have a blessed weekend. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is PHCU Sports' very own. I am the professor, aka the Skybox Bully, aka Big Unk. We are here Friday Night Hype. You guys already know how this thing goes down. We always bring in a special guest, talk to him a little bit. We let you guys know what's going on and what's happening, what's in the new. Of course, 7v7 starts tomorrow, 1 week early this year for Low Country Football Group. But I think they're ready. I think they're definitely ready. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, it starts. Goose Creek High School. It's about to go down. You know how it goes. With PHCU Sports in the building, collabing with Low Country Football Group, and all of you, our family, our Low Country family, right here in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, with that being said, we have a visitor coming tomorrow. That's right. The Midlands are invading the Low Country. Just a little TT, just a little bit. It is air traffic control. Ooh-wee. Coming in the building. What's up, sis? Lord, you already know. You already know. I'm already tired. Don't start that, sis. Look, we make it through. Every year you say the same thing, and we make it we make it through. We don't have that many bumps in the road. We'll make it through again. We always do. We always do. Like I said, air traffic control comes in and invades, lands, if you will. Hey, lands in the Low Country tomorrow, and it will be off the chain. Big Nod in the bill. Oh, I missed my dog. Nod, what's going on, man? You already know. Yes, I got the lineman challenge coming, brother. I got the lineman challenge ready. Red Bull me, yellow can. Oh Lord, already. If you listen, best way to get in the gate fast. You want to get in the fast track, you see it right there. Red can of bull. Red Bull, the yellow can. You want to kind of slide past. I'm not going to tell you that. But if you want to kind of slide past and get in on the fast track, you have that yellow can of Red Bull waving. You might skip a couple people. Don't tell them I told you that. But listen, it goes down. The lineman challenge, yes, it's still a go. Thus far, it's still a go. Monday. Shutting it down. Shutting it down. Registration, all that stuff, 12 o'clock, Monday night, midnight. That's it. Anything that comes in after that, I'm so sorry. We've been pushing this thing and pushing this thing. These guys are ready to get started. If you don't know the dates, here are the dates right there at Goose Creek High School. Here are the dates for the Lineman Challenge. Okay. The first one up will be the 13th, April 13th. That's the introduction and mini camp. Probably take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. That's it. 2 to 3 hours, right? I don't have a time yet, but I will get with you. I have to get with my sister. You see her down there. I have to get with her. We find out some times. We can get in, we can get out. I'd rather do it early myself, but we'll see. Okay. Then on the 20th. That's the qualifiers. Okay, you would come there. You would do your time. You would do your drills. You would do your drills. Speaking of drills, let me show you. Let me show you. Bam! There are the drills. Okay, for the 12U, the 10U, the 8U, and now added this year is the 6U division. I can't believe I did that. The 6U in the lineman challenge? Man, come on. Got to be crazy. But those guys wanted it. My team wanted it, and I try to give them exactly what they want. So there's the 6U. Okay. So again, the 13th, introduction mini camp. During that mini camp, these gentlemen will show your student athlete how to do the challenges. Okay? A couple of coaches can show up. Look, just lurk in the background. Try not to interrupt. You can probably learn a couple of things if you're going to work with these kids during the week or something like that. Hey, feel free. Okay? But let those guys do their thing. I got them there for a reason. Now, on the 20th, your child will come and qualify. They will qualify. Okay, they'll get their numbers, they'll get their times, they'll get points added. All that stuff will be broken down. Okay, before all that happens, I will break it down again, probably on a Friday night hype, or if I have to do a lunch in the lab, I will. But they will qualify. We are only taking the top four of each age group. Providing that we have enough for each age group, we are only taking the top four. Okay? Boom. Then it goes on to the 27th, which is the championship day for Low Country Football Group. And we are provided the center stage. Okay? There'll be one time where they'll have one field open. And that's when the challenge we put out there in the center, not the center, but they do one field, two fields. It'll be either field one or field two. I will get with Miss Felicia and all of Low Country Football Group and find out which one we'll be at. You will have that information ahead of time. Okay? And then we'll put it out there. And then we'll go out and those top four will compete right in there in front of you to see who is the king of the hill. Now, this year, I'm just going straight champions. I probably will do interviews with the runner-ups and the champions. Fine, not a problem. But as far as trophies and trophies going out, trophies will only go to the champions. I'm looking to do something else for the participants, but I have to have a solid number. I have to have a solid number by Monday. If that's what I want to do, I have to have a solid number by Monday. Okay, some stuff has to get ordered. I want to make sure I get it in on time. That's the only way we can make this thing work. All right, it is $10 per child. Okay, and this money goes right back into the community. It doesn't come to me. I will pay for the trophies and everything. On my own accord. If I have to go get a couple people to help out, I will. But I don't think I do. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. All right, that's exactly what we're doing. There's your challenges. If you have to screenshot that, you got it. Boom, good. And we are back. But we didn't want to keep you too long tonight because we know you guys have a long day tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, I have a very special guest, man. This cat I've probably been rocking with for the last couple of years. Is very, very into the game. All right, he's methodical with it. He thinks about the game. He studies the game. And I said, man, he came to the lab, like the actual lab. He has been to the house. He's now family to me. So we chopped it up. We kicked it. We've been clicking ever since. Look, Nick. See now, there you go, trying to add 13U in there. We might have to talk about that, Nick, because I like to see those big boys. I like to see the big boys get down. I like to see it, especially for those one-on-ones. I like to see that. We might have to incorporate that next year. We might have to incorporate that next year. This is the first time I heard anybody asking about a 13U, but listen, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. The boys can go at it. And I'm pretty sure those coaches would love that. Would love it. All right. But I got a young man now. At first was at Fort Dorchester. Don't get it twisted. Hey, listen, he knows what winning's all about. All right. New to coaching. I think he's got a few years, couple years under the belt. But listen, he's been very effective. He don't talk too much. He don't say too much. Just comes in there and straight performs. And these kids have drawn to him like a magnet. Big Joe, Berkeley Youth in the building. What's going on, man? You already know. But this cat, they draw to him, and I see it. I watch him every time. He knows I'm watching him, especially when he's out there coaching, because him and I have already had a private conversation. And I said, man, I just want to see you get better and better and better each time. And that's exactly what has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you none other than the Somerville Waves 6U offensive coordinator and I believe head coach. It is none other than my man K. Dot in the building.
My guy, my guy.
Hey man,
What's
what's
up,
going
man?
on, man? First of all, thank you for coming in, man. Thank you for accepting the invite. We've been trying to get this thing together for a minute. We kind of want to do it different. We want to be sitting out in the backyard and just cooling, but I definitely want to come on and give you your flowers now. Life is always short, but I definitely want to come give you your flowers now. All right, here we go. Made the move, no hard feelings. It was actually easier for you to make that move. On a personal level, it was easier for you to make that move because you're right there by Somerville.
Right, right. And
Right?
also, I geared up for Somerville too.
Yeah.
My daughter, she plays basketball for Somerville. She runs track for Somerville. And most importantly, they really had a good program over here. To give the kids a lot of opportunity. And a very good experience.
Right.
So it was easy. Even it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. I
No-brainer.
mean,
Yeah.
Somerville, they came out. They haven't been out for a while, but they came out. They were recognized. They were last year. They were competitive. They were competitive. I know the kids loved the stadium. I know they loved those intros. If you guys played a night game over there, that thing
Yeah.
had to been
Yeah.
electrifying for
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
kids to come out. And then
Yeah.
the coaches too. I know you. Listen, I was there
Right.
and I was watching
Right.
from the booth one time, and it gave
Right.
me chills. So
Yeah.
what is it like to play in the John McKissick Stadium?
Bring back a lot of memories, man. A lot of memories. And the crazy part, like a lot of the kids that I have in my program now, are like a lot of my classmates slash teammates' kids.
Yeah,
It's real special to be back out there on the field and just interacting with the kids, and I take it real personal. I take it real personal, especially when I know that a lot of parents are dependent on me.
yeah,
Um, you develop a lot of your own relationships with those kids out there, and it just makes it hard for you to walk away from it or even move up for that matter. You know,
right,
um, having four little ones of my own, it's like clockwork for me. To like
right.
know how to communicate with the kids. And just keep them happy, man. Just keep them happy.
There you go, and that's one big thing. Now
Mhm.
you're doing 6U. Now this is year number 2, right? Year number 2. Yeah, no, this is actually year number
Three,
3.
three, yes,
Yeah,
three, yes, three.
see, I
Yeah,
almost slipped up, but I had to
yeah,
remember. I was like, okay, boom, boom. This
yeah,
is year number 3 for you. Uh, New to coaching, but not new to sports. All around,
right.
you're athletic. All your kids are athletic across the board,
Mhm.
so it really don't
Right,
matter what they do. I think that they will be successful and excel in it because they seem
right,
very competitive. Um,
right.
what is it? What is it like? What is it like with the 6U though, man? That's one of the tougher groups that a lot of cats shy away from. What is it like coaching on that 6U?
The number one thing that I believe in is discipline, man. Um, it's almost like the army. For me, when you come into my program, because those first 2 weeks, I'm really going to see who's who. It's
Right.
not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. It's a lot of conditioning and it's a lot of order. I believe in my kids knowing like if you know your position, then you know where you should be out on the field. And we
There you go.
literally invest a lot of time into just discipline, knowing where you're supposed to be at on the field. And it's like once we get past like those first 2 or 3 weeks, once I what you're supposed to be doing, hey, it's up from there, and I can coach you now. you
Right.
know and that's what a lot of coaches you got to have that patience thing, because like I said, it usually takes me about a good 2 to 3 weeks, to really get my kids, knowing where they're supposed to be at on defense, what part of the field they're supposed to cover. It's like homework. And I got a lot of support from my parents as well. Like my parents are, they go hard for me, man. They go hard.
That
Anything I ask them to do, like they do it. And
yeah.
that plays a big factor too, because they're not just working with me; they're working at home as well.
Ooh.
So
Now
definitely big ups
that's
to the parents that have been supporting me.
yeah. Hey, most definitely shout out to the parents over there that are
Yeah,
buying in, because that is probably
right,
one of the, I won't say it's one of the toughest, man, but we got to realize we're parents also. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
that schedule gets hectic. That schedule gets crazy. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's more than one child. For some instances, it's more than one child, and they have to, be able to balance the home life and then still want their child to be
Right,
successful
right,
in everything that
right.
they're doing. The buy-in is the easier part from the parent or from the player.
I mean, I'm gonna say
You
my
know what
kids, man. I'm gonna say my kids, man. I take care of my kids. You
Yeah,
work hard, there's a reward.
yeah.
I learned that from Coach Freeze. Big up to Coach Freeze from Florida. That's my
Oh,
guy.
Freeze in the
You know,
building.
yeah. I learned that. That was something that was very critical. Like, hey man, these are still babies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know. So a little candy, a little ice cream or something, a little something, something after
Hey,
practice, that keep them wanting to like, I'm kind of digging this. Hard work do pay off, huh?
listen, it goes a long way. Somebody
Yeah.
just asked Chaz Powell to ask, is that Cam Newton? Nah, that's Coach K, man. That's Coach
Nah,
K.
man.
He looks a little
Nah,
bit like
man.
the locks got a little bit longer, so he favors that Cam Newton a little bit. We just got to
Yeah.
get him the hat, and he's all in
Yeah,
there.
right, right, right.
Right?
That's all I need is a
So,
hat, man.
all right,
Yeah.
Somerville. Now, Somerville's been on a lot of people's radar this season,
Mhm.
right? A lot of talk
Right.
during the offseason. And it's not talk behind people's backs, it's facts that the numbers, as far as the organization, the numbers have jumped. Uh,
Mhm.
we don't want to know the numbers straight out, but how is Somerville Wave looking as an organization right about these days?
Man, it's a different environment. It's a
Ooh.
way different environment. I think a lot of people were nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But I think over the last few weeks, with some scrimmages there and there, and the parents really seeing progression in their kids, it's like, okay, we trust the process now. You
Right,
know, um, at first it was like, well, dang, like all of these kids, how are these kids going to get, evaluated? How are they going to get, their fair shots? You know what I mean? Like,
right,
how do we do that? But it's like, we had to tell the parents, like, hey, it's a process. You got to take each practice, practice by practice, week by week. And me myself, I guarantee my parents, you'll see a different kid, and not only a different kid on the field, but also a different kid at home. You know,
Ooh. Listen,
Discipline,
that's
respect, those are things that
yeah.
we moralize, at my program. When I talk to my kids, there is no talking. Any one of my coaching staff, when we're speaking, we train our kids to, if you ain't looking me in my eyes when I lay eyes on you, bro, you're gonna look at me from push-up position. That's just what it is. You know. So it's about raising young men as well. It's not all about football. It's not
Right,
all about football. I got kids that I haven't coached in years, but they still respect me and they still, gave me that same love that they gave me 3 years ago.
right.
Because we got that, that respect boundary. We got that there. So that's my number one thing. First 2 or 3 weeks, you gonna know discipline, respect. That's how we move.
And I think we have to, I think bringing that back, bringing that style back,
Hmm.
before we even get into the football aspect of the game and all that, we have to go ahead and nip that in the bud, right? So,
Right,
discipline,
right,
respect, and all that stuff, that's out the gate. As soon as you open the
right.
door and you become a wave member, so to speak, then this is what especially
Right.
when it comes to, I think that's across the board, but with
Hmm.
you for 6U, you're like, listen, this is what I want, and this is what it's going to
Right,
be.
right.
So along with all that stuff, it's that almost that sounding on the mentorship side of
Hmm.
things.
Hmm.
If you are
Right.
trying to help mold and shape a child into being a student athlete and also
Right, right,
a productive young member of the society at that age.
right, right, right.
So
When you just want to see these kids be great, man. Like I said, once you you learn them, and it does take a process, especially when you have, a certain amount of kids. I'm at a point now where I know every last kid name out there on my roster. I know every last one of you. We've had a conversation at some point in time. Every last one of y'all have an identity. But hey, we've been working since January, man. You know,
Yeah.
so like I said, it's big ups to the parents for allowing us to even be able to have access to them that early. You know what I'm saying? Because that matters. Because it is a process. It is. It's
And
either you trust the process or you're gonna try to cheat the game, and that's just what we don't do over there.
and a lot of parents wouldn't. I tell you that early. That early, if you're
Yeah.
getting the kids, you kind of do it on your own accord. We understand, well, I know, I say we understand. I know you weren't at Somerville High School. You were picking parks. You were taking these kids all around different places.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely big ups to you for doing that.
Yeah.
And whoever, all
Right.
the coaches that was involved, hey, big ups to
Right.
all of you.
Definitely my coaching staff. They're my guys for
There
sure.
you
For
go.
sure.
JoJo is on
Yeah.
here. JoJo says we coming for that ass.
Hey
JoJo's from
man,
Berkeley.
let me keep it real with JoJo, man. Let's keep it real now. Boy, them boys some thorns in my ass, man. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, since I've been coaching, them the ones that got they come for me every year. But I'm coming for that this year, man.
Listen,
Because one thing for sure, I
listen.
always strive to get better in my craft. So
Pressure,
you better have it together this
pressure
year for
busts
sure.
pipes, man. And I tell you, JoJo is probably the most. He's one of those methodical coaches that he watches all these shows. He's listened to
Right.
the interviews, and he's going to start picking up that little stuff, man. He's going to try to pick out everything that you're going to do, if not do wrong.
But I
And
don't
JoJo will
talk
be
too
right
much,
there,
man. I
man.
don't
Big
talk
up
too
to
much.
Berkeley.
I don't do too
Big up
much
to
of that.
Berkeley and JoJo over there, man. Much love. Still love over
But
there
it's
at
all love
Berkeley,
to them
man.
though.
Don't
Much
get it
respect to
twisted.
them over there though, man. They got some good stuff going on over there, man.
Of
I
course.
definitely
Listen,
respect them.
I
And I'm on
like
that
the
ass this year.
fact that Lucretia is business. Lucretia is over there and she's about business. She's about setting the standard,
Mm-hmm.
keeping the standard, being the standard. And I don't see
Yeah.
why change. I don't see why change.
Right. Right.
Keep doing what she's doing because I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan.
Right.
I like what they got going on over there. And it's good. It's a great environment. So,
Mm-hmm.
why change it?
Yeah.
Keep pushing and doing what you're doing.
Right.
Uh
They made me think.
Mark,
I'll say that much.
let's see.
I get.
Solo
They
Dixon
definitely
says,
made me
"What's
think.
up,
Yeah.
Coach?"
My guy. Yes, that's my guy. That's my
Also,
lineman coach, man. Started since
Mark
day one.
McKeithen,
Day
Mark
one.
McKeithen's told JoJo, "This ain't your moment, man. This ain't your moment." All right. JoJo said, "Man, you know I
Yeah,
gotta
man.
pop out. You know we gotta pop out."
Yeah. Yeah,
William
we got a little
Bell,
something going on, man. But it's all love, though. It's all love.
always. Big Unk, what up, Big Fort 8U? 8U in the building. Last I heard it was 6U. Somebody's moving up like the Jeffersons over there.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, William Bell going up to the
Okay.
AU, which actually brings those two teams together that won a ring not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. That leads some trickle down over there in Fort Dorchester.
It's gonna be that. That's gonna be some good stuff, man. That's gonna be some good stuff for
Ooh.
sure. For
And I
sure.
like the fact, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. We'll hit that. JoJo said,
Yeah.
it's all love. Of course it is, man. Listen,
Oh yeah.
come
All
on,
day.
Joe.
All
You
day.
already know how
All
we
day.
go.
Y'all know how I move, man.
Solo Dixon says, Big 6U, Ville in the building, baby. Come to the scrimmage tomorrow,
All day.
Professor. Man, we got 7v7 tomorrow, JoJo. We got 7v7, man. Low
Yeah.
Country Football Group starts tomorrow against Air Traffic Control, 8 o'clock in the morning. We are right there, man, setting it off. We got don't forget, Low Country Football started a week early this year, because because Air Traffic Control is coming down and invading the Low Country. Setting the air
Yeah.
bombs on. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be definitely interesting. Kay, you guys
Yeah.
have 7v7. Yeah. And do you? All right, let me
We
ask
do,
you this.
man. Yes,
As
sir.
I was about to say, as an offensive coordinator, I had a coach come to me a long time ago and tell me, man, Professor, you got to come out of retirement to at least do the 7v7. And I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I really, at the time, I wasn't a huge 7v7 fan. But he's like, how can you not be a
Mm-hmm.
7v7 fan when all it is you calling offense? And that kind of
Right.
struck me. I was
Right.
like, hey, dang, he ain't lying. Like, just call some plays, match them up, and do it. But man, oh man, I've seen some competition out there. Boy.
For us, it's a little different. For us, it's a
Uh-oh.
little different.
Uh-oh.
For
What?
6U is a little different.
Oh.
Because
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I live by this, man. I live by this.
Yeah.
You can't score, you can't beat me.
Ooh.
Can't score, you can't beat me.
Wait. Hold on. I think your mic wasn't working. What you say?
If you can't score, you can't beat me. That's just what it is.
Ooh.
You know, everybody on my defense, like, you know, we do flag in 6U. We do
Right.
flag. Like I said, everybody has a job. Everybody has a part of the field that they have to cover,
Yep.
because we going to find a way to get in there. But if you can't score, you're not going to beat me. That's just what it is. And I live by that. I literally live by that, man. I'm a defense guy. That's just what I live on. I'm a defensive guy,
You're a defensive guy, but you're an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I do it all, man. I dibble and dabble on both sides, man. Last year was actually my first year ever calling offensive plays, ever. Ever,
Really?
ever, ever. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
that's
my
right.
first
Because
year ever
Fort.
calling
Now, what do we
anything.
do at Fort? Defense?
Ford, Bell and Freeze pretty much ran the offense.
Yeah.
They had that thing going over there,
Yeah.
and defense, like, that was more my thing,
Yeah.
And like I said, even when I got over, with the Hawks last year, I put my money on my defense. I
Right.
had a lot of skilled players, some very smart players. So, they made the offensive side of the ball very easy for me. But I'm always gonna put my money on my defense, man. Hey, I'm gonna get in there. I don't care if I get in there one time. You got to get in there twice. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in there twice. Like,
Hey,
that's
sometimes
how it's
that's
gonna have to
all
go
it
down,
takes, though. Especially with
Right,
tackle.
that's all it takes.
If in tackle football, 6U,
Right.
I don't care, 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U. One time you get in there, you pop that quarterback. He's looking now. Now
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
have him a little shook, right? Very few
Right.
shake it off,
Right.
come back, and keep going. They're always looking out the corner of your eye, thinking that kid's coming back. So I definitely feel you on
Right.
that one. Defense,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, wins the
Yeah.
games. Everybody comes to watch offense play and score touchdowns, but
Right.
defense
Right.
is
Right.
definitely the ones who
It's
win
all about
the
scoring.
game.
To win the game of football, you got to score touchdowns, man. There ain't no way to get around it. You got to score to win.
No way around it.
So, if you
You're
got a
not getting
defense, we ain't
you're not
giving
getting
up,
field
man.
goal.
Good luck to you.
All right.
Good
So
luck to you, man.
let's talk about a couple of the athletes. Now we want to stay close to home on this one. Your son,
Uh-huh.
your son at first stepped in as quarterback for a little bit last year.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you received a quarterback that you had already been in, I don't say contact, you had already knew. You had a
Yeah, that was
quarterback
my
that came
man.
from another
Yeah, that was my guy.
organization
Yeah.
that turned
Yeah.
around and came over there, and you knew that, hey, that wow, if he comes right without recruiting, if he comes over and he's he says he wants to be part of the program, I gotta let him in. Now this young man came over. You now have to have that conversation with your son, who is an all-around athlete, can pretty much play anywhere on the field.
Hmm.
What is that conversation like to have with your son about, hey, you got to step back down and play, we'll find
I
you another
mean,
position.
man, when we got over to, that program, over to the Hawks, man, it was 6 kids over there, man. We
Right.
had 6 kids. It was 6. My son made the 7th kid. And, those kids had a lot of talent, but they had no experience.
Right.
And, bringing my son over there with me, he had experience, and he also played at a high level playing out there with Fort, so he definitely, he knew what it took. He definitely was around a good batch of players at Fort, so it definitely helped groom him to have a certain mentality.
Right.
And, we definitely had that talk like, hey, bro, until we can build this thing, I'm going to be dependent on you a lot, not only to, you know, win games, but to help develop these other players, you
Right.
know. And man, for him to be so young, he stepped up to it. He definitely stepped up to the plate. To ask him to play quarterback was crazy.
Right.
It was crazy for me, but he stepped up to it. And when I got Agent Zero, I call him Agent Zero, Little Miles. When I got my little homie with me, man, it was like, oh yeah, this is a kid that I already have been working with already.
Right.
He's with me now, and like I said, my son was cool with it because he already had a relationship with my quarterback. They were already cool. They had just won a ring together. You
Right.
know, so it's like, yeah, bro, let's do this. The same way that we went about it the first time, that's how we gonna go about it now. We just gonna continue to build around it. You know what I mean? So I can definitely say that, man. Things didn't end the way that I wanted it to at Fort Dorchester, but
Right.
I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And we won. We won a ring over there. That's a lot. Because I mean, that's playing at the highest level that you can. in that age group, in that respectful age group. Playing
Right.
against the Raiders and Woodland and these other guys. Like they were pretty competitive, man, and it was good. It was good, and that was good for
Yeah.
me. And I took that and to start with with a group of kids. Like I said, we had 6 kids and made it to the championship. So that was pretty cool. To start with 6 kids and run it from there. You know, but no, it was a pretty smooth adjustment. Moving him away from the ball. As
Right.
far as the quarterback position. Because he definitely understood, and it was already something that we just already had in process. At Fort Dorchester as well.
Right. So now you have your son, your coach, and you got one that's above and another age group up. When you have the kids now at Somerville that are just coming in, they're fresh and they're new to you. They have to learn you, Coach K. They have to learn you. Your sons are kind
Right.
of probably sit back like, man, listen, y'all gonna have the time because we live with them 24/7. We
Yeah.
live with them. We live
Right.
with them. Like y'all gonna have the
Right.
time. Do you think that
Right.
do you think like your kid, like your son, is kind of like in their ear every now and then? You're kind of like, nah, I just let him be him and do what he got to do, and I just take on the full responsibility of getting those other kids locked in.
Man, I don't like to talk to my kids at practice.
Ooh,
We do
I
enough at
like
home.
that.
Why do I have to talk to you? I think that is a hard part about a kid being a coach being the son of a coach because we put so much work in at home. So it's like when we're out there on the field, it's like if he scores a touchdown, it's like, all right, you did what you're supposed to do, my boy. But then when they mess up, we hold it on them, because it's like, hey, bro, we do entirely too much work at home for
Right,
me to have to come out here and talk to you.
and talk.
I got
Ooh,
other kids out here. I got the,
ooh,
you with me all the time. You should be the last one out here. I should have to be talking to.
mm.
So I do believe that that is a lot of pressure on a coach's son because I feel like a lot of people automatically expect the coach's son to be up to a certain standard. You
They
know,
they
and
they.
I expect that too. I mean, if you're
I'm
a
about to
dedicated
say,
coach, I mean,
yeah, you gotta expect that because my thing is
right,
whether it's on the chalkboard, whether it's on the field in the backyard, you would think like the coach's son has to be a little bit more up to par of what's going on. You're
right,
sitting with the kid, you're there with your kid,
right,
study the game a little
right,
bit more. So I mean
right.
that kind of almost makes sense. How hard how hard is it to separate dad from coach?
It's hard for me. For me, it's when they do something good on the field, and I'm trying not to celebrate on daddy time. I'm trying to celebrate on coach time.
Right,
But on the flip side, I have if little Kadeem or little Marlon, one of my other little homies make a play, I'm jumping for heel. I'm lit. You feel me? I'm out of here. My son over there looking at me like, so nigga, like, what about me? You ain't act like that when So from the flip side, it's like, dang, it is a balance. It is a balance. It's not easy. It's not easy. It really
right,
ain't. But that's it for me. It's just being able to balance it out. And at the same time, you can never turn daddy mode off. You can never
right,
turn that off. When
right,
you're a
right.
dad,
No,
you're a
no,
dad. There is
no.
no. I don't care how anybody tries to. Because when I'm on the field with my son, I don't gotta say nothing. I just gotta give you the daddy look.
Right.
You know what's up. You know.
Hey, so
Um, you know.
those moments when you celebrate and it seems like you're I don't know, I guess from your son's standpoint, we'll say that you're over celebrating somebody else's. Do you have those
Mhm.
conversations on the way home like, yo, just proud of you, great job today, explain the ins and outs and just how it goes, or it's just one of those things, hey, it's a
Man, I'm in
team thing,
straight
let's go
daddy
home.
mode on the way home.
Yeah.
Coach Keep turns off the moment we get in the car. Whatever you did in that game, we going in. I'll never deprive my kids of having your dad and express himself. But I do have to let them know that there's a
Ooh
time and a
wee!
place for that.
Ow!
I'll never deprive my kid of that,
Oh!
you know.
Somebody
But when
turn
we
the
get in that
mic
car,
out.
it's on. It's on when we get in that
Oh,
car now. It's on. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
hard. I'm pretty sure it's hard because if you know, breaking things down, explaining stuff to my son, right? When
Mhm.
he does a good job, tell them, yeah, great job, high fives, all that stuff at
Mhm.
practice and the games and stuff like that. But then that ride home is almost a summary of the practice and or game, what you did right, what you did wrong, what we can work on, what you can think about.
Right.
But you're absolutely right.
Right.
When you switch in, when you take the whistle off, now that's daddy
Right.
mode. So that's
Right.
not your coach talking to you.
Right.
That's your dad trying to encourage you.
It's your dad talking to you. Right.
And
But sometimes my
I've
son have to
seen
cut it off.
right.
People have
Oh
witnessed my
man.
sons call me my sons call me coach. When we're out there on the football field, they
Oh yeah,
call
yeah,
me coach, man. It's weird.
yeah,
They be like, hey coach, and I'll be like, what? But it's like, nah, bro.
yeah.
What's up? What's good? You know, like what's up, man? So it's kind of cool to see them at a young age being able to cut it off and on. But that just comes down to the countless conversations that we've had over the years, like, Dad, why we got to be to practice so early every day? It's like, bro, that just comes with being the coach's son,
Coach
bro.
would come being the coach's kid.
Right? That
You get out
comes with it.
there.
They just think that's going to come with it, So it's just countless conversations that we've had over the years that just made it real easy. It's made it real easy, and
Man.
and I trust the coaching staff on the other age groups.
Right.
A lot of people like, man, you gonna move up with your son, and it's like, I love my son, I love him to death. I mean, it's weird not having him right now. It's very weird, because he was always that one kid that I can look at and say, hey, you know what I need you to do, go do it, because we do it all the time at home.
Right.
You're trained. I know I can depend on you. But it's like, all right, you're not here no more. But I still love my kids because I got those kids that I invested my time in last year.
Right.
And those are just like, those are my guys. So every year it's a learning block for me. Every year, so I just always strive to get better with my craft.
Next year, if the numbers and everything, we do our due diligence. We word on the 50 is that you got a pretty stout number. All right. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to ask you about it, but we heard you got a pretty stout number on the 6U. If the opportunity arises, a coach like yourself that kids are now gravitating to, parents are now gravitating to, if the opportunity arose for you to go up next year into the 8U, even possibly higher, would you consider it?
Nah, it's tempting, and it's tempting because
Whoa!
yeah, it's definitely tempting. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, no, no. It's tempting because, man, that team next year is literally I mean, woo, I pretty much have my hand on every side, every last one of those kids, pretty much.
Wait.
So it'd be
Your
cool.
6U coming in the
So
next year, you'll see them this year and next year?
So a lot of big pieces of my 6U from last year moved up this year,
Right.
right? And everybody else are returners for me this year. So, with the returners that I have this year and a lot of the kids that I have this year, I mean, I'm not gonna put a number up there, but a lot of them are moving up. So it's gonna be
Okay.
a lot of, reuniting next year, So it's like, dang, I would love to, for old time's sake, But nah, that would be selfish because I would be doing that for my own gratitude,
I
trust the
mean,
coaching
well,
staff. I trust the coaching staff. I say that much.
I understand
Yeah,
the
yeah,
not wanting to be selfish, but
yeah.
any organization would have to look at it as if the kids are bought in, the parents are bought in. What could it's almost that what could go wrong next year if we turn around and put Coach K up there to 8U and let him go ahead. You'll have those same guys together back again
I
for
will say
another
this:
year, which would
maybe in
be
another 4 years or something. Maybe another 4 years, I wouldn't mind going up to 12U, and then I
ooh,
can have
oh,
class after class.
see
Now it's
what
like class after class of
hey
kids that are mine.
JoJo, peep that
It's
out
thought
now.
about now. I thought about this
JoJo,
stuff
write
now.
that down. Write that down,
Yeah, like
JoJo. You see what he's doing, JoJo? You bet some of y'all be paying attention. I'm paying attention. I'm not gonna
yeah,
explain it to y'all. Pay attention to what he just said. Rewind that
yeah.
bad
If
boy.
anything, I would go from 6 to 12. It would be from 6 to 12, but it would be a period of time to where, like I said, I'll be able to get basically all of my kids for another. I'm getting
How
all of y'all again for you, and now I'm moving y'all on to the next level.
that's a bittersweet moment when it comes to 12U. You've now seen a lot of these student athletes grow.
Mhm.
You've seen some go, you've seen some stay. If they stayed through the whole program, it's probably, a proud coach moment. And
Mm-hmm.
just as a human being to be able to sit there and watch a kid and to coach a kid from 4, 5, 6 years old, all the way up to the 12U till they get ready to send them off into high school or B
Right.
team, whatever they decide. That's one heck of a moment. I've had those moments.
Right.
I've seen these kids go to high school. I got a lot of them getting ready to graduate this year. It's a very, very, very proud coach moment. But to get them at 12U and them already know me. You had a couple new players. Yeah, you get it. But they come
Right.
in
Right.
already buying in. They come in already buying in because they already know how I rock. They already know how we were. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Grady put down the law along with my guy Mike Penix, and it was just straight fun. By the time it came to
Right.
12U, it was all about just look, smack him in the mouth. We're gonna have fun with it. Let's do what we got to do. And I mean, these
Mm-hmm.
kids would literally have almost ran through a brick wall for us at any point in time whenever we
Right.
had to. Real
Right.
Henry, what's going on, big dog? Big Real says the Ville is in the house.
Big real, baby.
All
You know
right,
it
all right.
all
Now
day.
Solo Dixon says that he's the mean coach. So let's speak let's speak upon something real quick that you and I often talk about, and I know the answer. They don't know the
Yeah.
answer. Coaching your son
Uh,
is kind of like a no-no to you. You
uh,
let somebody else deal with them. You let another coach deal with them,
right.
and then at the end of the day, when
Yeah.
dad mode turns on, then you address the right, the wrong, or the difference. Is that true?
Right. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I'm very in tune. Like even with my older son right now on 8U, I'm very, I talk to his coach. Like, okay, what is he lacking on in practice? What do we need to work on? I'm not going to control no man's roster. I trust
right,
the process. You feel me? My kid wouldn't be playing for you if I won't question what you want to do for my kid. The only questions I got is what we need to work on. You
right.
know, because my job now is as a dad on dad time now at home is to sharpen my son's knives to make sure that when he steps out there, if he's your center, he's the best center out there. You know, if he's your quarterback, he's your best one out there. Like that's my job. And I'm like that with other kids as well. Not just my son. Like I said, I developed so many relationships with so many kids, man. So like, I just want to see all my kids be great. I want to see them all be great, man.
Yeah. I mean that level of competition to I mean you're a competitive coach. You're a competitive father. You're a competitive person just like all around. Of course you want, the dad mode and the coach mode is off and on, but at the end of the day, these you're especially your kids. Like I said, I know you personally. You working with your young man on a weekly basis, if not daily. Uh
Right.
hold on. Solo, what are you talking about? Solo Dixon says, hell no, he trying to coach me and the kids. No, wonderful kid. Hey, listen. I will tell you this, Solo. I will tell you this. If you get the chance, all right, I'm gonna invite Coach K back to the lab. We were supposed to been have this conversation. We was gonna sit there and mull over and have a couple adult libations over some offensive coordinating conversations. So I'm definitely gonna do that this year. Invite him out. Solo, hey, you
Yeah.
might as well bring it with you because listen, he's one of those guys. Ever since I met him, he knows what he wants. He knows what he wants to do.
Right.
He's going to work on it. He's going to do his due diligence. Coach K is that guy. He's going to do it. So he's done his homework on some things. He's going to come back and just come right at you. But the part about buying those kids or having those kids buy in and those parents buy in right behind them is a huge, huge, huge,
Yeah.
huge factor
Right.
before
Right.
we even start coaching, he's already bought in. But listen, he knows what he's talking about. But if he's wrong, you just gotta prove him wrong. You just gotta prove him wrong. You just gotta prove him wrong.
That's it,
But
man.
but I'm
That's
pretty
it.
sure I'm
If you
just
prove me
teasing
wrong, I'm gonna
Solo.
go
I'm
back and
pretty
do
sure
some
he's
studying,
listening to
man.
you. You guys bounce
Yeah.
ideas off each other.
Yeah.
Again, we used to be like that back in the day, me and Tommy Grady. But it wasn't like I wasn't listening to him. I would take his idea and just put a little twist to it and another little twist to it, and then come up with something. Boom, we both never saw coming, and then that's how it was created. Um, Catch my man tomorrow, Palmetto Stampede. 10U on the black. William Dutton in the building. Oh, tell him to come see me, Will. Will, you already know, man. You already know. Come get that picture. Come get that picture. Latrice Grimbaugh, let them know Big Fort at that. Oh, boy, Big Fort tomorrow. Boy, Fort trying to invade a little bit. They always show love. Always show
I
love.
see them boy over there, man. I love Latrice though. That's my boo though. That's my boo. Her and Red, I
Hey,
love her
listen,
son
me and
though. Red,
Latrice,
like that's my
yeah,
man.
we've been rocking for a long time from High
Yeah,
Star Hoops and never knew,
yeah,
her sons started playing football, was into football. Then all of a sudden she sees me announcing, and it's been just high every time we see each other, man. It's just blessed to have people that can rock with you that long and still be the same person from day one, man. And Latrice has always been
yeah,
that. She
yeah,
always
yeah. She's
speaks.
solid, man.
Make sure,
Yeah,
yeah, man. Always speaks, says hello, all that stuff. I know she's a
yeah.
busy
She a
teen
solid, yeah,
mom.
solid team mom for sure.
So yeah,
Solid team mom
exactly.
for sure. Yeah, she
And
gonna
she's
handle
like
that.
that.
Yeah, she gonna
She's
handle
like that with basketball too, man. Y'all,
that.
she's like that with
Mm-hmm.
basketball too. But same thing. She always at least has time to speak, say, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah, and keep rolling. So shout out.
Yeah.
All I know is I better not see no linemen running routes tomorrow. Here goes. Listen, folks, don't.
Man, let them
I
linemen be
say
great,
don't
man. They
listen to Nard.
getting their footwork right, man.
But listen, exactly. Nard don't want to hear all that. Y'all should have been to lineman camps. Y'all got all these. I've seen them. Nard seen them too. Y'all seen all these lineman camps and all that stuff going on. I know y'all gonna have a couple of those big boys out there. Don't leave them out there, man.
Hey man,
Golly.
tell them boy,
Let
man,
them
bring them
boys
linemen out there, man. You
listen.
six
Talk
you.
and
If you a
talk.
coach on here, you six you. Bring your linemen. Get those linemen and those lineman challenges, man. Get them in
I
there.
talked.
Get
I
them in
talked.
there.
I talked to Kay the other day, right? We talked about coming on the show. He called me about something totally different, but we started
Yeah.
talking about, hey man, it's time to get on the show, time to do this thing, and that was one of the first things he said was like, listen, I don't know about them linemen getting out there running routes. I'm working on the linemen separate, right? So the
Right,
77 is
right.
getting ready to happen, to get ready to jump off. Coach K already has his linemen working.
Oh yeah, we've been working.
I can say
Yeah, we've been working.
I'll go so
Yeah.
far as this. Now I can't tell y'all everything. These guys are hitting the sled. All right, we ain't gonna say the weight, we ain't gonna say how big, we ain't gonna say because I know all this stuff. These guys are already hitting the sled. So hey,
Facts.
be on 6U.
Facts. Yeah, we not
Yeah,
playing, man.
yeah. I said
Yeah,
it.
we
On
not
six,
playing,
you
man.
already hitting the sled. It's nothing heavy.
Yeah.
Ain't no heavy weights and all like that. He ain't ruining
Something
nobody's
like
child. These guys are
yeah.
controlling it, right? But there are certain things that you can do with a sled. You don't have to go out there at the 6-man sled. You don't have to go out there and push it all over the field and stuff like that. But it gives you a slight advantage if you can know how to pop them hands up and make something happen.
Get
That's
them
all I'm gonna
hands
say.
right. Yeah.
Who's your picks for championships tomorrow? I gotta watch a couple of them, man. I don't know if they're going to pool play, or if they're going straight to brackets. I've heard one, but I've seen something different. I've seen the brackets up there, and I've seen some pool play. The only thing that kills me about 7v7, man, is that pool play sometimes takes a little bit longer. Once you start. It's a 20-minute running clock. You keep on pushing. It's just a little bit longer of a day, shall we say, to try to get through it. But I understand that people want to give you at least 2 games, to play. Whether it's winners bracket, whether you go brackets, winners brackets, losers brackets, you still got to try to at least give you 2 games within the day. Chris Solomon says Kane Bay. It depends on the age group. I got to see a couple of them first. I haven't seen none this year. I've been kind of laid low from it. I got to see it. Oh, nothing but love. Appreciate you, Latrice. Appreciate you. Yeah, see, William Dunn, you asking the same
All day,
thing.
man.
Hey, Nard said you got to separate. You got to keep them separated. You got to keep them separated. Separate those linemen. Listen, get those linemen
Oh, he's
in
standing
that
on that.
work.
Oh, he's standing
Right.
on that,
Yeah, see, I knew he
huh?
was gonna say that. You got to keep them separated. Go out there and get those linemen in that work. We might have to get Nard to start a lineman camp. PhD might have to sponsor a lineman camp for those linemen because Nard been hollering that for years now. Nard's been hollering that for years. Y'all keep putting them linemen out there. If you need numbers, you just need numbers. Don't play 7v7 if you need numbers and get your linemen out there. All right.
Right.
Big 6U. Solo Dixon says big situation. I know they're gonna do something solo, but I'm not gonna tell Coach K that. I like my guy, and he knows I like him, but he knows what I'm waiting to see. He knows I like the 7v7 looks cute, and the boys run around there in their little tight uniforms and whatever. He knows what I'm waiting to see. So with
I know
7v7,
it.
Coach
I
K is
know
my
it.
dog. That's my nephew. Mad love to him, but he knows what I'm waiting to see. Sean Bennett, what's up, man? Coach Twilight from the Horsemen, if you guys didn't know. Horseman Sports Management. Bam! There it is. Definitely affiliated, the big brother of the big brother, my man, Coach Twilight. All right. Bam. One pool game. Okay, hold on, William. William, you might be talking to me now. You might be talking to me. One pool game, then brackets. 2-game guarantee. Well, there you go. Because if it's just one pool game, and then to the brackets, but one pool game per org. If that's one pool game per org, you still got to go through quite a few. You guys know we got like over 100 something just in Skyfa, right? Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. All right. Nard said, "Let me see a lineman running routes. They gonna have to escort me." he said they gonna have to escort him out. He gonna be up in the booth. I'm gonna invite Nard up in the booth, man, to come sit down. He goes, boy, if you see a lineman running, you gonna see Nard just run out there and
Hold up
snatch
now.
somebody's child up.
Hold up. So you gonna be in the booth? That's what you're saying.
I'm in the booth all
You
day
said it just
tomorrow,
now.
bro.
Now, so you gonna be in the booth?
Oh well,
No,
I
I'm talking.
told you
Oh,
now.
you talking
I
about for
might have to
tomorrow?
be
So
there if I see.
what about next weekend?
Yeah, we did. This is the start of it. This weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after.
All right, bet. See you
Yeah,
out there, man. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, yeah. We definitely in the booth.
Yeah.
PhD's in the booth. We gonna kick it off this weekend because normally Low Country Football Group 7v7 wouldn't start till the beginning of April. But because they collabed with Air Traffic Control, which started last weekend, they said we might as well go ahead and make it happen. Come down here to Charleston. They
Right.
got a few teams coming down, so it's gonna pop off. It's gonna be a good turnout tomorrow. He said at least for the off season. Yeah, at least for the off season. Some cats are getting it, Nard. Some cats are getting it. You can't preach it to everybody, and everybody's gonna get it. You know what I mean? You lead the horse to the water. You drink. You try to kick him in. He might kick you back. Who knows? But you can't. You can't let. Everybody might not get it. But then, and only then will they realize why some people do 7v7. Why some people work with their linemen during the off season. Now, during the 7v7 is the time to go get your linemen used to the running, get them in shape, get them working, get them moving. Because there's a lot of teams that's going to mess around and not do nothing until it comes close to the season to start. And then they're going to wonder why these other teams, why do they look like this? Why are they putting in? How is that little kid do? What is going on? What kind of kids they got over there? Oh, they just got straight all-stars. No. Some of these cats been working with them since January.
Right.
Some of these cats been working with them since January. It's just about taking out that time 2 times a week. Max. That's all you gotta do. 2, maybe 3. If you get 3, God bless you. 2 times a week, go out there, work with these kids, and get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Solo Dixon said, you gotta know, man, you got to, man. You know we coming. Yeah, I know y'all coming. I know. Listen, I know they coming. I don't stress Somerville's. I heard the numbers about the org. You guys are looking good. Hey, congrats. I say congratulations. Congratulations. Blessed upon blessed upon blessed to get all those young student athletes to come out there and play for the Ville. And it's a show. It's a show going on out there, right? You got the lights, you got you got everything going on. Great coaching staff going on. The new director over there is making moves, shaking the tree
Big
just
Tank.
a little bit, but not too much.
Big Tank, yeah.
And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Tank. I've met him. I've met him a
Yeah.
couple of times. I believe he spoke on
That's
here.
my guy.
You probably got to sit down and talk to him and see how he he thinks about what's going on. But I know he's not all social media savvy, or trying, come on my little show. Everybody call my little show. But I would love to have him on and see what's going on
Yeah, he real
more in
chill,
depth.
man. He real OG status, man.
Yeah, see,
You
so he'd
know,
rather just put in that work.
yeah,
He don't want all the glory and all that other stuff, and I get it. But I
right,
like to give
right,
those cats flowers when it's due. That's all. That's all. Real Henry says
right.
Big Ten U. Big Ten U. Williams says it's per team. That's right,
Let's
one
see.
game per team. Okay. Oh, first game determines seedings. All right, I like that. We coming for everything we didn't get last year. Hashtag the Ville. Um, a lot of teams are feeling the same. A lot of teams are
Yeah,
feeling the same way. A lot of teams are feeling the
yeah.
same way. I seen Stratford step their game up last year. We saw East Cooper Warhawks. You can't ever really sleep on them. They're one of those teams that's just going to keep on fighting. So this year, I don't think it'll be any different. This year, I think we're going to see some teams that's going to pretty much show up and show out. Show up and show out in everything they do. Uh, Hey, listen, it's about that time. It's almost that time to go to work and make this thing happen. First and foremost, Coach K, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. This is your
No,
first
man.
time,
Appreciate you, man.
first time on the show. Do not let it be your last. You already know we got another sit down we got to do. I didn't forget about that one either. We got another sit down we're gonna do, and we'll do that well before the tackle season starts, so we can have our
Facts.
conversation and have our laughs. Bring your man Solo Dixon with you. We can chop it up a little bit. What do you got to say now? What shout outs? What do you got to say to anybody out there that's listening that wants to know a little bit about Coach K?
Hey, man. All y'all need to know is that we coming this year, man. That's all y'all
Ooh,
need to know. The Ville,
oh,
hey, first year, second year, it don't matter. This year right here, we coming, man. Definitely new
ooh,
identity, new approach to this thing. You know, it ain't the same, so don't just mark that off on y'all schedules no more. It ain't
oh,
no mark off no more. It
oh,
ain't like that no more now.
oh, don't
So
even do it.
yeah, that's it. That's a bad. It ain't no mark off no more now. Like no, no. Yeah, that's a preparation week. That's all I got to say. So
Ooh,
definitely
listen,
outside of that, man, big ups to my team though. Tank, Karen, Markel, Rel, all of them guys, man. They we've been holding it down. Solo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My coach Avery, coach Josh, those guys definitely helped that thing go around. My team moms, my parents, man, there's so many people, man. And like I say, I tell people this all the time. Coach Freeze, that's my guy. I learned a lot from
I
that dude, man.
I I
I'm
I
always
do
gonna get
I
that
like
dude his
Freeze
flowers, man. I'm always
definitely.
gonna get that dude that flowers, man. Like that's my guy. So much respect to Coach Freeze, and much respect to you, man, for bringing me on, man. I like that introduction you gave me before I came on, man. I
You see
thought this
that?
was
You see
Club Shay
that?
Shay or something, man.
It's easy. It's
You know.
easy.
Yeah, you gave me
Hey,
one of them introductions. I appreciate that though, man.
always, always. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, man, this is my dog right here, nephew. We about family. This is my man, Coach K, coming into Somerville. Somerville says they're coming for what is owed to them. They deserved it. They should have got it. This year, nothing left on the table. So buckle up, hold on tight. I know when it comes to the 6U, it will definitely be a show. It's Colt. Can I get a vid on Saturday? What's on Saturday? What video you want, man? You must be coming up. You must be coming up to talk to me in the booth. You gotta come talk to me in the booth, Colt. Can I get a vid on Saturday? Come up and see me in the booth, man, and ask me what you want to ask me. It's all gravy. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Coach K. Dot in the building. Coach, appreciate you, big dog.
My guy.
Always.
Man, appreciate you for having me, man.
Hey, always, man. You know how we go. Boom.
All right, man. Take it easy,
Oh,
man.
well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Huh? Listen, I like the coach. I like the coach because of everything that he's doing. All right. And the way that he's going about doing it sounds real familiar. Sounds real familiar. So that's probably why I took a liking to him. Last year before last, we met up. He came out to the house. We chopped it up. It was just supposed to be a little, we were doing the football equipment swap and stuff like that. Bless the young man. with
You got
some
more bags?
equipment, helmets and stuff like that. It was supposed to be in and out, just hey, here's some helmets, here's this, here's that. We ended up sitting down and talking in my backyard for probably about almost 2 to 3 hours. Uh, Found out a lot about him. His son started playing around with my son, and it was just a to do thing. So ever since then, we've kind of been clicking. I've been following the
I just
young
asked
man
about
on his journey of coaching,
I just
which everything was
I just got
new, it was fresh.
How did it go?
So I was real interested to see how he was going to take on the
to talk
project.
about me.
He took it on pretty solid, and he's been he's been wiping the floor. He's been wiping the floor with a couple of y'all out there now. Keep it 100. But
Yeah,
he's
put
been
some
real
respect on my name.
real solid ever since. So we gotta love and give coaches like himself the flowers right now. You know what I mean? And that's gonna help him grow. If he knows you with him, he knows you rock with him. Just be 100 with him and let him keep on pushing. But that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. He's just
Damn,
real
the whole
down
thing
to earth
was
guy.
damn,
Get to know him.
stuff going on.
Low Country Football Group starts tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Gates open at 7:30. First game is at 8 o'clock. Excuse me. Gates open at 7, I believe. Starting tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll be right there, your host all day long, the ambassador himself, Low Country Football Group, very own ambassador. The professor will be right there to pull you on through. Now, I will say this. I believe tomorrow we possibly, word on the 50, is we're going to have a visitor from the Goose Creek High School staff. I say that to say this. Hey, listen, I'm not going to tell any grown folks or anybody how to behave or anything like that, but please keep the foolishness outside those gates. Okay? There's been rumors about people smoking the Mary Jane. To have you on camera rolling up, because there are cameras all over that school, right? This is a high school. This is where we send our children to get an education. So some of those would love to have a camera all over. There are pictures of people walking up to the bathrooms, rolling up the ganja, the Mary Jane, the 420, whatever you want to call it, okay? Let's be cognizant, man. This is a youth event, youth sporting event. Whatever you want to do outside of that gate, that's your business. Go out there and do it. All right. When you bring that inside, or alcohol and things like that, when you bring that inside the gates, you have now taken a risk of pretty much shutting down the entire event for the month. All right. So please don't be that one, man. Just hold tight a few hours. Your kid's gonna play. Boom, you go back home or keep it outside that gate. All right. To the student athletes that are coming out tomorrow, understand this is a game. All right. We be competitive. Yes. Don't let it spill over into something else. Please. Don't let it spill over to something else. Get your lick back another type of way on the next play or something like that. Let the referees do their job. Let your coaches speak up for you and let it ball. Stop always looking for the flag. Let's get out there and ball. All right. 7v7 trying to get in a YouTube video if you are doing one. You never know, man. You never know. Come up and see me, Colt. Come up and see me. Let me know the number tomorrow. Let me know your number. Let me know the team you're playing and when you're playing. And I have a camera person. Shout out to Miss Mandy. We'll be out there taking pictures for PhD U Sports tomorrow. And we'll see if we can make that happen. All right? Come see me. Other than that, we're starting on time. You already know how I go with the clock. So once we're there and we get rolling, we rolling. We rolling. All right. It's going to be a long day. Long day for the parents. Long day for the players. Long day for me. Long day for you. Vendors will be out there tomorrow. Tropical Italian Nights. Cool Breeze. The brother company. The little brother company of Tropical Italian Nights. My man Antoine Edwards will be in the building, along with concessions. Now, I know So For Real gonna be out there tomorrow. My sister didn't tell me, but I already know. So For Real gonna be in the building, along with concessions. All right. So make sure you come on out there. Support for the community, by the community. We're gonna have a time. All right. So with that being said,